Hey, this is Glenn with Fat Cat Scooter, and once again I'm here at Chandler Power Sports in Chandler, Arizona, and they've been very nice enough to just give me the keys to a couple of their new bikes and let me take them for a ride, and I don't know that much about them. So if I say anything in this video that you don't think is correct or you want to make a comment, please do so below, because sometimes I do get things wrong. One thing I wanted to get into real quick is about who Lance is, because they've been around for a while. I really didn't know much about their quality, but reading on their website and looking at their vehicles today, in 2009 what happened is Lance got involved with Sanyang Motor Company, or as we all know, SYM, just in that fantastic Taiwanese brand. So they were able to have more distribution, they were able to raise their quality level, and what I saw today is that Lance and SYM are a great product line, and they really have great quality today is what they're offering. So Chandler Power Sports gave me the keys to the Cabo 200i and the Cabo 125, and I took them out for a ride. So I'll go over some specs and I'll tell you my opinion about some of the things I saw. The first thing I do want to say is both these bikes were really even higher than I thought as far as quality level, quality of build. Just really well done, especially for the price. I believe one is 20. I'm going to need to look at the price, but one's $2,900. The other one is about $700 less. Essentially, you're buying the same bike, the same frame, the same body style, you know, the same quality. But there's the major differences would be the engine and the brakes. So we'll talk about that. So, for instance, on the 200i, it's technically a 169cc bike. And whereas on the other bike, it's a 125cc scooter. And I'm just looking at the specs as I'm talking to you. But another thing to note is the top speed. They're fairly accurate on what they have on their specs. At least for me, I'm a bigger guy, and the 200 did top out at about 65 miles an hour. And the 125, I don't know if I got it to the top. It takes a while on the smaller bike to get to the top speed, but I got it to about 55 miles an hour. So besides the engine size, probably the biggest difference is the brakes. The 200 Cabo has disc brakes front and rear, and they are fantastic. I believe that the 125 has disc brakes on the front, drums on the rear, and they're good. They're definitely not bad brakes, but they're good. Something else I thought was interesting is they list the weights as exactly the same, which I wouldn't think they would be, but if I got that right, they're exactly the same, but well, they felt about the same. So I'll continue on. I got to say right away, the 200i for the extra $700, the bigger engines, the disc brakes front and back, I personally think it's well worth an extra $700. Both bikes are what you'd expect for the size of the engines and the speed. The Cabo 200i, I'll tell you what, from taking off at a stoplight, really has very nice acceleration. The 125 has exactly what you'd expect for 125 acceleration. It's definitely not the fastest, but it's comparable to any 125 I've ever ridden. It does take quite a while to get to the top end speed, but it does get you there. The 200i is really just first class for the size of the engine. Just a couple other things. One thing that I noticed when I was riding, and I noticed on the website, is they have something called CBS Combined Braking System. So if I have my facts right, it looks like as you're braking either lever, it's actually pushing the brake, pushing both brakes front and back. The instrument panel is very nice looking, very clear to read. It looks kind of futuristic. They did a really nice job. Again, this is for a really inexpensive bike. The seat, believe it or not, was the thing that might have impressed me the most on both seats. It's large for a bigger guy like me. I can move back and forth on it. I had plenty of room. Taiwanese bikes are not known for having the most space, and this one had plenty of space. The stitching on it, the red stitching, looks very good quality. I touched it, I could see, I didn't see anything pulling, so the fit and finish was good. The space underneath the seat was one of the biggest for a scooter of these sizes that I've seen. They really did a fantastic job. Little things like the blinkers. When you blink left, it shows the left blinker. When you blink to the right, it shows it blinking to the right. Whereas most of them just have one light, and you can't tell which direction is which. A lot of metal on it. A lot of the parts were very solid. There was nothing chintzy. The blinkers were great. So the dealer mentioned to me that they have knobby tires because, if I understand it correctly, I could be wrong, that they consider it a dual sport. You don't want to be taking this, off-roading. But I did take it down some gravelly roads just in the short ride I took around the area, and it was, both of them were fantastic, as long as you make sure you have the right air pressure, because I made that mistake. But the knobby tires had no different feel than any street tire that I've ridden. They have, I believe, LED running lights, nice and bright, and I should mention, just riding it, there was nothing that stood out bad at all. Everything felt normal. Everything felt very agile, and I believe one of these bikes, and I'm going to forget which, has a kickstart. I think it's the 125, and then I believe both of them have a side stand and a center stand. And I mentioned these because these are things that normally you'll only see on much more expensive bikes. So again, 2 thumbs up. If I had any doubts about Lance, these 2 bikes have changed my mind. I don't know much about the longevity, but I do know they have I believe it's a 2-year warranty. So as long as they hold up for the price and the look and the quality of build, I think that Lance has a winner with these 2. Again, it's the Lance Cabo 200i and the Lance 125, and they're associated with SYM, and you should give them a look. Definitely great bikes, and the ride on both of them was very good.